I don't know who you're talking about, I said frostily, but I'm sure you're wrong anyway. I'm not. I told you. Most people are easy to read. Except me, of course. Yes, except for you. His mood shifted suddenly. His eyes turned brooding. I wonder why that is. I had to look away from the intensity of his stare. I concentrated on unscrewing the lid on my lemonade. I took a swig, staring at the table without seeing it. Aren't you hungry? He asked, distracted. No, I didn't feel like mentioning that my stomach was already full of butterflies. You? I looked at the empty table in front of him. No, I'm not hungry. I didn't understand his expression. It looked like he was enjoying some private joke. Can you do me a favor? I asked after a second of hesitation. He was suddenly wary. That depends on what you want. It's not much, I assured him. He waited, guarded but curious. I just wondered if you can warn me before the next time you decide to ignore me for my own good, just so I'm prepared. I looked at the lemonade bottle as I spoke, tracing the circle of the opening with my pinky finger. That sounds fair. He was pressing his lips together to keep from laughing when I looked up. Thanks. Then can I have one answer in return? He demanded. One. Tell me one theory. Whoops. Not that one. You didn't qualify, you just promised one answer, he reminded me. And you've broken promises yourself, I reminded him back. Just one theory. I won't laugh. Yes, you will. I was positive about that. He looked down, then glanced at me with his long black ass lashes, his ochre eyes scorching. Please, he breathed, leaning toward me. I blinked, my mind going blank. Holy crow, how did he do that? What? I asked, dazed. Please tell me just one little theory. His eyes still smoldered at me. Well, bitten by a radioactive spider? Was he a hypnotist too? Or was I just a hopeless pushover? That's not very creative, he scoffed. I'm sorry, that's all I've got, I said, miffed. You're not even close, he teased. No spiders? Nope. And no radioactivity? None. Dang, I sighed. Kryptonite doesn't bother me either, he chuckled. You're not supposed to laugh, remember? He struggled to compose his face. I'll figure it out eventually, I warned him. I wish you wouldn't try. He was serious again. Because? What if I'm not a superhero? What if I'm the bad guy? He smiled playfully, but his eyes were impenetrable. Oh, I said, as several things he hinted suddenly fell into place. I see. Do you? His face was abruptly severe, as if he were afraid that he accidentally said too much. You're dangerous, I guessed, my pulse quickening as I intuitively realized the truth of my own words. He was dangerous. He'd been trying to tell me that all along. He just looked at me, eyes full of some emotion I couldn't comprehend. But not bad, I whispered, shaking my head. No, I don't believe that you're bad. You're wrong. His voice was almost inaudible. He looked down, stilling my bottle lid and then spinning it on his side between his fingers. I stared at him, wondering why I didn't feel afraid. He meant what he was saying, that was obvious. But I just felt anxious, on edge, and more than anything else fascinated, the same way I always felt when I was near him. The silence lasted until I noticed the cafeteria was almost empty. I jumped to my feet. We're going to be late. I'm not going to class today, he said, twirling the lid so fast it was just a blur. Why not? It's healthy to ditch class now and then. He smiled up at me, but his eyes were still troubled. Well, I'm going, I told him. I was far too big a coward to risk getting caught. He turned his attention back to his makeshift top. I'll see you later then. I hesitated, torn, but then the first bell sent me hurrying out the door, with the last glance confirming that he hadn't moved a centimeter. As I half ran to class, my head was spinning faster than a bottle cap. So few questions had been answered in comparison to how many new questions had been raised. At least the rain had stopped. I was lucky. Mr. Banner wasn't in the room yet when I arrived. I settled quickly into my seat, aware that both Mike and Angela were staring at me. Mike looked resentful. Angela looked surprised and slightly odd. Mr. Banner came in the room then, calling the room to order. He was juggling a few small cardboard boxes in his arms. He put them down on Mike's table and told him to start passing them around the class. Okay, guys, I want you all to take one piece from each box, he said as he produced a pair of rubber gloves from the pocket of his lab jacket and pulled them on. The sharp sound as the gloves snapped into place on his wrist seemed ominous to me. The first should be an indicator card, he went on, grabbing a white card with 4 snares and marked on it, displaying it. The second is a 4-pronged applicator. He held up something that looked like a nearly toothless hairpick. And the third is a sterile microlancet. He held up a small piece of blue plastic and split it open. The barb was invisible from this distance, but my stomach flipped. I'll be coming around with a droplet of water to prepare your cards, so please don't start until I get to you. He began at Mike's table again, carefully putting 1 drop of water in each of the 4 squares. Then I want you to carefully prick your finger with the lancet. He grabbed Mike's hand and then jabbed the tip of the spikes into the center of Mike's middle finger. Clammy moisture broke out across my forehead. Put a small drop of blood on each of the prongs. He demonstrated, squeezing Mike's finger until the blood flowed. I swallowed convulsively, my stomach heaving. And then apply it to the card, he finished, holding up the dripping red card for us to see. I closed my eyes, trying to hear through the ringing in my ears. The Red Cross is having a blood drive in Port Angeles next weekend, so I thought you should all know your blood type. He sounded proud of himself. Those of you who aren't 18 yet will need a parent's permission. I have slips at my desk. He continued through the room with his water drops. I put my cheek against the cool back tabletop and tried to hold on to my consciousness. All around me I could hear squeals, complaints, and giggles as my classmates screwed their fingers. I breathed slowly in and out through my mouth. Bella, are you all right? Mr. Banner asked. His voice was close to my head and it sounded alarmed. I already know my blood type, Mr. Banner, I said in a weak voice. I was afraid to raise my head. Are you feeling faint? Yes, sir, I muttered, feeling